All of my guy friends stopped talking to me. I just found out why. When I was in high school, I met this guy at a summer camp. We hung out, had fun, and soon after, we fell in love and started dating. A year into our relationship, I moved schools. I'm a classically trained flute player, and my new school had a music program I really wanted to join. I transferred, and not long after, my boyfriend broke up with me because he said he'd lost his feelings. I was devastated, and as a result, I stopped eating and lost a lot of weight. Now, my issues with food started before the breakup. I think it was because I had a lot of pressure on me, and without realizing it, I skipped meals often and passed out a lot. After the breakup, it got worse. The one good thing that came from the breakup was that I became more social. I started talking to my new classmates and made a lot of new friends. Some of them were guys. I know people always say that girls and boys can't be friends, but we were all part of a big group that included both boys and girls, and since we were all musicians, we had a lot in common. It's been a year since all of that happened. I got over my ex, but I still struggle with the feelings that came after the breakup. I'm still dealing with food issues and am still underweight, so the last thing I'm looking for is a boyfriend. I have my best friend, who supports me more than my ex ever did, but it seems like not everyone understands that. So, one of my guy friends, let's call him S, was dating a girl from our class when the school year started. After a few months, they broke up, and about a year later, he started dating a new girl, also from our class and friend group. Let's call her A. Now, S and I also study physics together, so we had a lot more classes together, and I guess it made her feel really uncomfortable. I noticed S avoiding me, but I didn't really pay much attention to it at first. I found it strange that he was avoiding me and not any of the other girls in our friend group. As time went on, I started noticing that all of my guy friends, except for one, were beginning to avoid me. I was curious about why, so I told one of my girlfriends about it. She told me something shocking. Apparently, S had a crush on me. That's why he broke up with his first girlfriend, to be with me. But at the time, I was still dealing with my breakup and wasn't ready to move on. He eventually told her this before they started dating, and after being too shy to tell me the truth, he ended up falling for her instead. In the past 6 months, I've started doing facial massages, hair care, and other self-care routines. A lot of people, even strangers on the street, have told me I look gorgeous. I guess this made her feel uncomfortable, so she told us not to talk to me anymore. She also told all the boys to stay away from me, saying that if they hung out with me, the other girls they liked would get jealous and wouldn't date them. And apparently, she was right. One of my other guy friends, let's call him J, had a crush on H, but she didn't want to date him if he kept talking to me, so he stopped. Now, remember that one guy who still talks to me? He was there after the breakup and knows that I'm not looking to get into a relationship. He told the other guys that, but they're still ignoring me. What do I do? Confession 2. How can I properly heal and react to this? I am 24F. Super hot and gorgeous. And very loyal too. I am in a relationship with my BF 29M and recently I caught him micro-cheating and was planning to get a BJ or whatever from other people. He deleted the evidence, but I was using his phone when the girl said hi to him. And I asked her how they know each other and she simply shared me almost all of the chat. He ghosted her before that thing could happen, but this was just 19 days ago. I have fear of abandonment. When I confronted him about it, I asked him if he want to fix this or just let this relationship go. He told me he only loved me and willing to fix this. He said he'll own up to his mistakes. But yesterday I saw his text ranting to his friend that he's not bothered to fix this relationship before we talked it out. But in front of me. He is willing to. So IDK what to feel about this. It's been 3 days after I knew and I haven't been sleeping peacefully these days. And whenever I bring up about this jokingly, he won't have mood and shit. I feel like he should calm me down and ease my pain instead of guilt-tripping himself and be quiet, you know? I lived at his place with his parents and a lot of people know that we are together too, so I don't know, man. I guess I was afraid of people knowing that the guy I really love cheated on me, and that is really embarrassing. I am lost. I wanna shout and shit, but I don't have a place to do such things. Help me, I feel like I'm falling into depression.
Confession 3. I lied, betrayed and hurt my partner. I was in a long-distance relationship with a 26F, and we ended on bad terms. At the time, I was battling depression, juggling school and work, and dealing with the relationship. I barely slept because we had nightly calls. I couldn't say no, I wanted to reassure her, but it drained me. Things got rocky. During one call, she told me to leave. Later, she explained it was a trauma response, she feared I'd abandon her. She apologized and worked on herself. I don't know what I did to make her feel that way, but it hit me hard. I wasn't in the right headspace to handle it, so I took a break and went silent for 3 months. I know I shouldn't have done that. I hurt her deeply. Even a month after our last talk, she reached out and checked on me, but I couldn't respond, not even for her birthday. During those 3 months, I met someone on Reddit. We connected, shared our locations, caught feelings, and started a relationship. She was clingier than my ex. I eventually texted my ex to apologize and give her closure. The truth is, I still loved her. She didn't deserve the pain I caused, and she did nothing wrong. She still loved me and wanted us to try again. We decided to rebuild the relationship, but I knew I wasn't in the right place mentally. I wasn't the man I wanted to be, but I went along with it anyway. Weeks later, she confronted me, sensing something was off. She found out about the app where I shared my location with the other woman. I couldn't keep lying, though I initially tried. Hearing her cry broke me, but she kept talking to me. She asked if I loved the other woman. I hesitated, but eventually admitted, I love her, and I love you too. Those words crushed her. I know I failed her. She deserves someone better. I lied, hurt her, and betrayed her trust. I feel immense guilt and know I've done wrong. What do I do now?
Confession 4. Is it cheating if your partner saves photos of their coworker? Not salacious ones, but just selfies. My partner and I of 4 years ended last year around Thanksgiving after I found photos in his gallery he saved of his coworker. They were just smiling selfies, but enough to make my stomach twist, as I would ask for months if he was seeing or talking to someone at work because I had an intuitive feeling. He would get mad and say it's all in your head to guilty people bring this stuff up. I felt like a terrible partner for hounding him about it, until one night while he was sleeping something told me don't look in the messages, look at his photos, and there it was, all 5 of them. We had each other's passcodes, and he always let me look at his messages until one day he didn't let me, and that raised suspicion, but he just said he was looking at girls online because he was so attracted to me and only me that he had to test himself to see if he would even feel like that with other women, which these were from sports bars and such, their job pages, okay. But it still made me feel anxious, hence the reason I looked when he slept. When I brought it up to him, he got mad, yelled and said he wanted out so long ago. Which was funny to me, as I was the one telling him in the past we should break up, and now that he's gone, he's still talking to me like we're together, like nothing has changed with the I love yous and the princess and my love. Now as I tried going no contact, he says okay if that's what you want, but it's your choice if we don't talk, as if it was mine we broke up too. I was willing to stay with him even after that and other things he lied about, but he just says we're too toxic to be together right now. To him, it was never cheating. But to me, it ultimately broke us apart. I don't know, maybe I'm being silly,